Are you always tired and worn out? Is it affecting your work and personal life? Well, South Pacific Sleep Lab can help you out. South Pacific Sleep Lab provides a personal study of your sleep patterns. With their trained specialists, they will diagnose your sleep habits and will give you a prognosis for getting a great relaxing night of sleep. South Pacific Sleep Lab has locations throughout Southern California, including Fontana, and will provide transportation to any of their locations at no cost to you. To find out more, give them a call at 844-SAD-5050. That's 844-SAD-5050. South Pacific Sleep Lab. Start resting easy and sleeping sound today.
NBC News Radio, I'm Tom Roberts. President Trump says he has no financial interests in Saudi Arabia. He tweeted this morning any suggestion otherwise is fake news. President Trump is firing back at Senator Elizabeth Warren over the Native American in her family tree. Mike Bauer reports.
President Trump was on the attack Tuesday, calling Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas again and tweeting, "She took a bogus DNA test and it showed that she may be 1/1024th, far less than the average American."
More than half of all U.S. states are facing confirmed or possible cases of a polio-like illness, mostly in children. The ailment causes sudden limb weakness, loss of muscle tone and reflexes, facial and eyelid drooping, and impaired breathing. Evacuations are underway outside of Austin, Texas, due to major flooding. The Llano River is around 40 feet, with the National Weather Service forecaster saying it's going to levels not seen since the 1930s. The Santa Ana winds are causing the possibility for dangerous fire conditions in Southern California today. Tom Roberts, NBC News Radio.
The Tri-City Shopping Center in Redlands is home to some of the best bargain shopping in the region. Citywear, Style for Less, and Dollar Tree, to name just a few. Friendly shop owners and staff are waiting for you to stop in for the many specials and bargains they're excited to share. The Tri-City Shopping Center is located just off I-10 between Alabama and the Tennessee exits in Redlands. Make it your home for all your shopping needs, and you'll know why the Tri-City Center is called the Mall with a Heart.
At last, November 6th is coming. Time to vote. Let's all join the majestic panorama of democracy in action. Well, calling America's electoral process majestic is overdoing it, for millions of our citizens will not be allowed to vote. That's because a consortium of national, state, and local officials of Republican persuasion, along with their corporate ringleaders, have mounted a tawdry campaign over the past decade to slam the ballot box shut on entire segments of America's electorate. In a concerted effort, these rabidly partisan officials have targeted African Americans, students, Latinos, the elderly, union households, the poor, immigrants, and other communities of qualified voters to shoo them away on Election Day. Why? Because such citizens tend to vote for Democrats and progressive ballot initiatives. So the GOP's grand strategy is not to win by getting the most votes, but to keep from losing by aggressively and shamefully shutting out millions of Americans who might vote against their plutocratic, autocratic, kleptocratic candidates and agenda. Consider voting day itself. It's a Tuesday, a work day, automatically eliminating people working 2 or 3 jobs who can't afford to take off a couple of hours or more to get to the polls and wait in line to vote. Move elections to weekends, make it a holiday, vote by mail, make democracy easy. This is Jim Hightower saying, instead, in a depraved anti-democratic grab for partisan gain, Republican officials have frenetically been planting thick briar patches of ridiculous rules, logistical barriers, intimidation tactics, ballot deceptions, and outright voter bans in targeted precincts across the country. These thugs are stealing the people's most valuable civic property, our votes. Shouldn't they at least have to wear ski masks on Election Day so everyone can see who's doing this to us?
Real facts, real lives, real science is what you get when you tune in to Smart Health Talk radio show every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. We want our listeners armed with the latest information no matter who we have to call out in the process. No corporate cloaking, no repeats of what you've already heard over and over. We bring what you're not getting from other shows. We're looking for what's having an impact on Americans' lives every day and into the future. I'm your host, Elaine McFadden. I'd like to invite you to learn with us. We're always there with podcasts and videos on KCAA YouTube and iHeartRadio, or live on KCAA Radio, 4 to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Tuesday.
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
Erin here from On the Brink Morning Show, where we talk about all that is engaging in the Inland Empire. News, politics, business, family, things to do, and so much more. Join us weekdays from 6 to 7 a.m. on KCAA 102.3 FM, 106.5 FM, and 1050 a.m. or on KCAAradio.com.
Are you ready for a six-figure high-tech job? Do you love to play with data? Then Big Data is for you. With the right training and experience, you can get a job anywhere in the U.S. or even travel the world. Get the education you need at this in-depth 2-day seminar featuring international analyst and consultant Mike Ferguson of Intelligent Business Strategies. On your mobile phone, text INSIDER to 25827 for a 30% discount. Text INSIDER to 25827 for 30% off this 2-day seminar now.
If you're looking for a full or part-time sales position and you have radio, TV, or print media experience, KCAA has a great opportunity waiting for you that pays the highest commissions in the market. KCAA is the only station in the IE that broadcasts on 3 frequencies, so advertisers receive 3 ads for 1 low rate. This makes KCAA a must-buy for every local business. If you're interested in a sales position with us, email CEO@KCAAradio.com.
Welcome to the Tom Hartman Program. I'm live right here, Monday through Friday.
Are you ready for the #1 progressive talk show host in America?
71% of people say that the information they get from their friends and family, they take more seriously than the stuff they read in the media. Only 42% of Americans think the media is the most credible source of news. And therefore, if you're informed, if you're awake, you need to be telling your friends. You need to be talking to your friends and family.
24-time New York Times bestselling author and has nearly 6.5 million listeners nationwide.
These are crimes. These are international crimes against humanity, and I would love to see somebody held to account in this administration.
Introducing Tom Hartman on KCAA Radio, weekday afternoons starting at 2.
Why are you listening to this radio station? Why? When you can host your own radio show. You're listening and you think you can do better? You have a message or a product you want everyone to know about. Host your own radio show. Team up with the area's best radio professionals and let them make you sound like you should be on NBC. KCAA NBC Radio, that is. KCAA produces more than 50 local programs each week on subjects ranging from business and sports to political talk, vegan diets, or even marijuana-related issues. We don't just broadcast on the radio, we broadcast to the world. Online, on TV, on social media, on Facebook. You'll be all over. Imagine what your friends will say. And KCAA reaches over 5 million people on 3 radio stations. Join the staff on 1050 AM, 102.3 FM, and 106.5 FM. NBC Radio. Jump on the KCAA Express. Call 909-793-1065. That's 909-793-1065 and get ready to transmit.
KCAA, where every day is a great
Welcome
day.
to Smart Health Talk with your host, Elaine McFadden.
Take a walk on the wild side. Will the birds and the bees survive? Right before me, my newfound hippie side. Once ignored these conspiracies online. Out the window, visions of the earth. Sign me up now, make sure you use your smart. Take a walk on the wild side. Will the birds and the bees survive? Would your children like to see Mother Nature's side?
Welcome to Smart Health Talk with your host, Elaine McFadden.
Oh, whoa. We're here. That's right. Smart Health Talk and your host, Elaine McFadden, which is moi. We are here for you. That's right, because you're pretty special, and that's what we're all about, man. That's what we went to school for years and years and years and years, just so we could be here to talk to you and give you some really great advice. And gosh, there's like so much going on right now. And, if you listen to our show, I'm political in the ways that affect people's health. And that's what we do. That's how we roll, everyone. And there's a lot of things involved in affecting someone's health. And we know diet and exercise, huge, 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 huge. I am the proof of that. And first of all, I'd like to talk about moi a little bit here, because I just feel like, heck, if I can lose 50 pounds at 62 years old without even hitting the gym 3 hours a day, jogging 3 miles a day, all this stuff that I used to do to break I was out there busting my butt trying to have the most perfect body. And I tell you, you want to know the secret? There's a weird sound. You want to know the secret? It's called calories in, calories out. Age-old theory. Yeah, how many calories you eat affects how much you weigh. Hey, what a concept, everyone. Thing is, going around starving yourself, doing these fast weight loss diets, you can just forget it. So bad. So bad. I mean, to think that you're just gonna, something that you have built up over years and years, you're just going to instantly reverse, and it's going to stay that way because your body will try to go back to the way that it was. And plus, during the process of that, you're dumping all these pesticides and toxins because we are eating them like no tomorrow, and they're being stored in our fat cells. So you lose weight really quickly. Guess what ends up in your bloodstream in high concentrations? The very thing your body was trying to protect you against by stuffing it away in your fat cells is now flowing freely through your blood, through your veins, doing its little destructive action, which is to kill. That's what these poisons are designed to do. They are killers, and they will kill your cells. They will mutate your cells. They will lead to cancer. Okay, so environmental type things. Do you have enough money for food? I tell you, I worked for public health for years to get junk food off school campuses, work for WIC with pregnant women. Guess what? I was on welfare. Yeah. That's why I'm doing this radio show. This is my giving back. I promised all the people that believed in me, gave me scholarships, supported my education 8.5 years, really 10 total, but 8.5 to get this degree because I am the first person in my family to get a college education, first one ever. I mean, we're talking coming from the reservation in Oklahoma kind of background, like the Beverly Hillbillies coming to California in 35. And, college was just never talked about in my house. So when they say, why don't people take advantage of the opportunities, they don't even know about it. It's not even conceived in their mind. We never talked about it. I got straight A's in 6th grade. They never said, oh my gosh, you are so smart. You're the only one in the class to get straight A's at 6th grade. Wow, that's really great. You're going to we got to put you on track to be PhD, which, hey, I could have did it. But nobody even talked about it, even back then. I was told, home ec or secretary.
Welcome to Smart Health Talk with your host, Elaine McFadden.
Take a walk on the wild side, where the birds and the bees beside. Once ignore these conspiracies online. Out the window, visions of the earth. Sign me up now, make sure you use your smart. Take a walk on the wild side. Will the birds and the bees survive? Would your children like to see Mother Nature's side?
Welcome to Smart Health Talk with your host, Elaine McFadden.
Welcome, everyone. It's Smart Health Talk time, I guess. Yeah, we finally got it together. We're here, and not only that, but we brought with us practically, I'd say at least 1/100th of a health food store here. I've got, it's not the whole store, okay, but I definitely have something from most of the different aisles, and they're all organic ingredients. And we're going to be talking about these because you as shoppers, hey, I want to make you smart shoppers. I want you getting the most nutritional bang for your buck. Not just that, but I want you to eat the best food and be able to afford it. Because so many people are like, oh my God, I can't afford organic. Yes, you can. Okay? It's all in being a smart shopper. And the other key to it is buying direct. That's right. Going and finding your local farmer and buying directly from him, because I get my eggs, I get my meat, I get my milk, my fruits and vegetables directly from my farmer. And guess what? Not only is it fresh, and I know it hasn't been fumigated with toxic chemicals and pesticides multiple times along the way, which is a reality, everybody. That's what happens to your produce on the way to market. Plus, you got a broker that's the sales guy. They want their cut. They want at least 5 to 10%. Then you have a distributor that's got to drive the truck to get it to the warehouse and then to the store. That guy, boy, they want lots of money. Yeah, they'll hit you up for 7%. Plus, they want all kinds of money for advertising, for shows. Lots of money, thousands of dollars that go in to putting a product on the store shelf. And I love the fact that most of my food is not processed, and it comes right from the person that grew it. So I can ask them questions. Hey, how did you grow this? What did you use on it? How long you been growing this? What kind of variety is this? And what I love going to the farmer's market is you find things, treasure. Yeah, that's what you find at the farmer's market. It is a treasure hunt because you get things there they won't sell in the store. You know the garlic that you buy at the store? It's like from China, and they've actually bred it to not have any oil in it because oil limits the time that it can sit on the shelf, because if the oil turns rancid, it's bad. So the oil is where the phytonutrients that help your heart and your immune system, all the good stuff about garlic. Plus, what about the flavor, everybody? Yeah, the garlic flavor. I know there's garlic lovers out there listening to the show right now. Okay, I see we got Nick right here at our studio. He's our engineer. He's also a garlic lover along with me. And you know what I do, Nick, when it comes when you feel like you're getting sick at any time. And this Chinese garlic is not going to do it, people. You go and get some organic garlic directly from your farmer, local farmer, and you take the whole bulb And you kind of peel off the excess skin, but not like every clove. You don't have to peel it at all. This is the great thing about what I'm telling you. And we try to avoid using foil in cooking to touch our food if possible. So you could use some kind of a baking dish with a cover. Bake it with some drizzled olive oil on top. I actually like to sprinkle some cayenne pepper too. And then you just bake, kind of pull the garlic apart, and it'll bake quicker. And you just want to bake it long enough to where it gets soft inside. And I don't believe in microwaving, but you can microwave it. But I highly recommend that you don't use power 10, you use like power 3. It's better, anything you cook in the microwave, to cook it on lower power for a longer period of time. Same with anything you're cooking with oil. Lower temp, longer time. That way you preserve the oil. It doesn't turn rancid, which we just said. Not good. Cancer causing. You want to preserve oil. And so the lower temperature, the ones that like grapeseed oil, those can take high temperature. Of course, that's what lard, which is pig fat, and tallow, which is beef fat. That's why those things were so great, because we could cook at high temperatures. Unfortunately, those products, if they're not organic, the fat is where the pesticides are stored, and that's why we don't recommend buying those products. And just think about all the other high-fat products out there that you're buying that could have pesticides in them, okay? I have some high-fat foods here because we are going to be talking about organic foods today, but we want to go over, first of all, about some things in the news. And we're all feeling very sad about the journalists. I am, okay, now the disappearance of Hamal Khashoggi, I don't know if I'm saying that right at all, okay, was very unfortunate and sad, and I don't know why that guy, when he said he was scared, went there. They must have offered him like something really tempting to even go into that place. And, the fact that, I'm sorry, when you admit that you kidnapped and tortured someone and, oops, we had a little accident, and he got killed, hard to believe when the guys with the bone saws were already on the plane, headed there before the guy even got there, okay? They had guys on a plane with bone saws on their way there before that. So it's like, and even kidnapping, torturing, I just think, God, we seem to keep people alive at Guantanamo for like years and torture them on a regular basis. I'm surprised that, they must not be very good at it. They kill the guy so easy. But we have a little something we were going to play in remembrance of Hamal. So go ahead, Nick. Almost there, everyone. Here we go. Yes, this is Hotel California, everyone. You check in, but you don't check out. And unfortunately, that's what happened to Hamal. I think we all know we cannot trust the Prince of Saudi Arabia. Wait a minute. Weren't those the same people that bombed at 9/11? We traced it back to, it was Saudi Arabia. Yeah, it was Saudi Arabia that was behind 9/11. But that's okay. We're going to give him billions of dollars, more arms. And, when they bombed that bus full of children in Yemen, didn't hear about that. With all the other human rights violations and the killing that's going on at the hands of Saudi Arabia, we're willing to turn a blind eye. Let's see what's going to happen with Hamal. if we also turn a blind eye and just say, oops, it was a mistake. We forgive you. We understand how that can happen. During torture, you just get overzealous and a mistake happens. And then, it just so happens the bone saw was right there. And so it's like, hey, might as well dismember and get rid of it, right?
I mean, you've accidentally dismembered someone with a bone saw, right?
Oh, yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens, especially if it's so convenient that it's right there, that they had it there even before, they got there. But, we joke a little, Nick, but, this is serious stuff.
Oh, it absolutely is. It's very serious.
So serious, everyone.
Yeah, this is
not good. These people were bombing. The same people they bombed an entire school bus in Yemen not that long ago, killing all of those school children. I mean, this is how they roll. This is their MO. Don't you? I mean, am I seeing a pattern, Nick, or not? I think I'm seeing a pattern.
Their human rights record is spotty at best.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can go on and on about how they treat women. The fact that just recently they awarded the right for women to drive. Just recently. Within the year that happened, and that's considered a big win. I mean, that's where their human rights, especially towards women, is. It's a bad situation, and I don't buy, personal opinion.
It's the mutilation of women.
Yeah, it's
the sexual mutilation of women, which is commonplace. And then that all the women weren't immediately running down to get their driver's license, because you have to be an early adopter. You got to have some guts to get out there and be like the first one to be doing these kind of things in Saudi Arabia, because who are the worst at criticizing the Saudi women are other Saudi women, the old school Saudi women. And especially if they're not wearing the hijab. How do you say that, hijab?
I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not even going to try.
The thing that covers
the shroud.
Everything. Yeah. Yes. If you're not wearing that, covering your face, other women are constantly criticizing you. Other Saudi women. That they're making it hard for them. They're going against the rules. These kind of things. But I just really appreciate all those women that have the guts to be the first ones out there taking advantage of any new rights that they are willing to throw at them. And that was a huge win. Now, I did listen to, I made comments about Melania. So I thought I really need to listen to her interview to be fair. And I did make comments about I really don't care to you on our show. And I'm sorry, but, if it was all to do with, that was the whole message on her jacket, I really don't care to you, was aimed at the left. Why didn't they just come out and say that from the beginning? Is what I want to, from the very beginning, I thought that was a personal message to Donald because I thought that they kind of forced her to go down there to Mexico. I really don't think Melania was like, oh, please, please, I want to go see the children. Send me to Mexico. Send me down there. I will bring comfort to them. I want to see for myself what's really going on. I don't know. For some reason, it's hard for me to believe that was the conversation, that she was really motivated to want to go down there. Now here we have the African trip, it's almost like, that was just to prove that she really is, all about children. That was the case when she went to Mexico. I want to believe all this stuff, but that Melania Trump got in on a genius immigration status. That's how she got her American citizenship. She came in on a genius status. Now, she claims that she speaks 5 languages, but I have experts in language that say even a simple French sentence that she said, she used the wrong words. that it was the wrong tense. And if you really are studying a language, a simple sentence like that, you wouldn't make a mistake. So, I applaud, that she did go to Africa and try to bring attention. But the thing is, when do I hear her talking? I hear her talking about being bullied, but she's over there in Africa with all those children when there are how many children dying every single day in Africa because of starvation. Children that are being kidnapped and turned into sex slaves and terrorists as well. Poverty. They are suffering actually in Africa because of what we are doing in the United States. Our luxury, the luxuries that we have to make our life more convenient so we can go and make more money and be richer, which unfortunately is kind of hard for most of us right now. But these luxuries that we afford is causing so much global warming that it is causing drought in Africa. So what we do actually affects other parts of the world. And hey, Nick, what do you think about President Trump actually admitting that global warming could be real, but, it's going to happen and then it's just going to reverse itself. So we really actually have nothing to worry about. I'm so glad that he reassured me that it's just going to reverse itself, so we have nothing to worry about.
I'm not a scientist, and I don't profess to be a scientist, but that sounds weird to me.
Yeah. I don't think any of the scientists, I think they actually said we're screwed. We're really screwed. And we're actually have spent too much carbon already. And I don't think the whole world is all of a sudden going to start doing everything that they can to stop this. So here on Smart Health Talk, we've been talking about this for 10 years, and we're not going to stop talking about it. The Monsanto trial, of course, that we talked about here from the very beginning, which had got very little media coverage, and then they tried to put it in all about the money, not too much about Dwayne Johnson, the guy that was actually suffering with cancer, along with about 8,000 other people in the country that think that Roundup also caused cancer. Of course, Monsanto doesn't want to pay the $289 million. They want a new trial. And I guess some of the jury is really taking it personally because they spent months of their time, like it was something like 6 weeks, of their time in this trial, listening every single day. And I guess they felt like they did a good job and stand by their decision that Amazon was indeed lying, malicious, knew that their product caused cancer. And I just want to beg anyone out there that's listening. I mean, I am begging you because I know what these pesticides do to people. And when you're using these pesticides around your home, when you're calling Terminex to come and use Vicane, they're releasing that Vicane into the air. They're not supposed to. They're supposed to recapture it. And they're poisoning people with a chemical weapon. And instead of tinting your house, you can choose orange oil instead. It's not toxic. And there's lots of other alternatives to pesticides. Ask the Bugman on Facebook, Ask the Bugman, Richard Fagerlin. Just remember, ask the Bugman. He will be able to help you. Don't spend all that money and don't use the pesticides because you're not just poisoning things in your yard. It's drifting and it's poisoning other people and destroying other plants in other people's yards. We have to start learning to live without these things. And guess what? Entire cities are doing it. If they can go without pesticides because of how it affects the children, and they say we're doing this because of the children, that's what we all have to get on board about. So what? We have to do a little bit more work. and do it the old-fashioned way, or use an alternative and start opening our mind to new things and just don't use what Terminex tells us and believe that Terminex is telling us that this stuff is okay. I shiver whenever I see a Terminex truck. It drives me insane. I am so sick and tired of being poisoned. I am fighting for my life. I went back, I looked at old videos of myself. I mean, you could totally see I was suffering big time. I can just see it in my face, the way I looked. I was fighting for my health and to get myself back. I feel like I'm so there now, but you have to be committed to this. I really want to help people get there. And it starts off with what you're putting in your mouth. And you've got to decide, first of all, you're worth it. And guess what? When you start eating organic and trying to follow my program, because I know most people, when we're looking at the obesity rates that we're looking at, higher than in any time in history, we got like 30% like obese, probably like 40% altogether obese, and then we've got morbidly obese in there as well, and then overweight. Not that many people are actually the ideal weight, unfortunately, and this is becoming so true for our children, which when you're overweight as a child, you're 8 times as likely to be overweight as an adult. And this is all about, pushing the fast food on everyone. And, we don't have health, what is our health care? Our health care is crap. If you go to Smart Health Talk homepage, you will see we have links on there that talks about healthcare. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the country, they've actually started their own healthcare group where they're going to provide healthcare for all their employees. He thinks everyone should have access to free healthcare. That's what he thinks. And we have all kinds of arguments on why we can pay for this. All these other countries are paying for it. People may pay a little bit more in taxes, but you are going to save so much. We know without a doubt, healthcare already, it's going up. It's more expensive. I even did on one of my blogs, I took the stats for where cancer rates are the highest in this country, and overlaid that with where the insurance companies are getting the heck out of Dodge. And trust me, they know where these high cancer rates are happening because of all the pollution. Air pollution. We just got rid of air pollution. We would save so much money in healthcare. But no, we would rather pollute and get rid of regulations. And you guys all think, oh, this tax cut, for the rich is going to help us? The people that don't have very much money, the working class? You can forget it. Right now, we have like 43 people controlling half the global wealth. Who do you think that tax cut helped? It helped those 43 people get richer. Now they're going to control 60% of the global wealth because we just handed over. Now we're not going to have money for Social Security. Now we're not going to have money for the kind of health care that we could have. Now we're not going to have money for disability and the other programs that we have. And people complain about like the school food program. Well, let me tell you, that program, a lot of farmers benefit from that program. It's made a lot of food companies, and WIC made a lot of food companies with their crap food rich. But the WIC program and the school food program, it is one of the best investments we could possibly make because we save money because these women stay healthy, the babies stay healthy, they don't end up having a premature baby. One premature baby can cost $1 million, and that's not even the lifetime cost if it's disabled for the rest of its life. we want to keep the mother healthy. We want to keep the baby healthy. We want to keep our children fed. If they don't have breakfast, their little tummies are hurting. And how are they supposed to learn? And then there's more trips to the more trips to the nurse at school. Another thing that happens when you give school breakfast is there's less trips to the nurse, less violence on campus. The children score higher on standardized tests, and they're in school more often. All of these things lead to success. We don't want our children ending up unsuccessful, because then they end up in low-paying jobs. They're not paying taxes as much. They may have to supplement with food stamps because they're not making enough money. May not have any health care whatsoever. I mean, this is the situation. So why not start young? And programs like preschool, when you put children in preschool, that adds to their success as well, because they learn socialization skills and other basic knowledge that helps them when they get to kindergarten. Parents do their best, and some of them are working 2 and 3 jobs. This isn't right. You know, we have to train our people. I mentioned before, junior college, 1 year you're making $50 an hour. Why is this not our focus? Why are we not bringing people up? Why are we pushing them down? You know, how are we going to start adding to our budget? Oh, when people start paying more taxes because they're making more money. There are so many high-paying jobs that these companies cannot fill because we have nobody skilled enough for them. There are good jobs out there that are not filled because we just don't have the skills, the people with the skills. Okay, I want to get on to all these really great products that I have here to talk about and get you guys educated on being smart shoppers. Okay, Nick, guess what I made yesterday? I made homemade strawberry shortcake.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, and I even made a shortcake cake. It's really like a biscuit cake, right? But I put chia seeds in mine because chia seeds can help add more fiber and control your blood sugar.
Right.
And you just have to remember that you add a little bit more liquid. But and my rule for everybody, that if you want to follow it, I think it works really good, and that's a teaspoon of chia seeds per cup of flour. 1 teaspoon of chia seeds per cup of flour is a really good ratio. So no matter what you're making, if you've got flour and sugar in there, if you can slip those chia seeds in there, that's going to help you control your blood sugar, and you're not going to raise your blood sugar as much from the refined carbohydrates.
That's smart. That's good to know.
Yeah, so that's really important. So it turned out so freaking good. You know, whipped cream, organic strawberries sliced up. It was just really great. I'm gonna put that recipe on my recipe blog. I have a bunch of other ones, and I'm gonna start putting recipes and pricing them out for people. And I've got so much stuff pizzas, all these recipes, lots of pictures that I've been collecting, and I just got to get them up there. But when you've got 300 monarch caterpillars and turning into butterflies in your garage like I have for like the past couple of weeks, and you know, I've got them, some of them get sick, and I've got to keep an eye out all the time. And just this morning I had to get up, I go out there and I see all these caterpillars and no leaves. I call it changing of the leaves. And then I end up with lots of branches. I planted like probably 300 plants yesterday, milkweed plants. I'm kind of tired from that, but 300 new plants. We actually have thousands of milkweed plants. If anyone needs milkweed, please go to Blue Monarch Project, get a hold of us. We do have milkweed now. All of it looks great. And we're going to have a lot more next year. I encourage you to start your monarch garden now. Get the milkweed in the ground if you can. Please contact us, Blue Monarch Project. And I'm so excited because what we're hoping for is that these butterflies become the migration butterflies. Because what's supposed to happen when we had the millions of monarchs in the Inland Empire area before the pesticide use and no more milkweed, and they would migrate to the coast, and they live in the eucalyptus trees over the winter. Most monarchs live for 6 weeks during the summertime and springtime, but during the winter they live for like 4 months. Their whole metabolism slows down. They're not interested in multiplying and having sex and laying eggs and all that. They're just interested in surviving. And the eucalyptus trees and the special trees down in Mexico where they migrate are symbiotic with the butterflies and protect them and provide nourishment and shelter for them. And so we want our butterflies that we have right now to leave and go to the ocean, be in the eucalyptus trees, and then come back and see us next spring. And that's what they're supposed to do. And a switch turns on, and it's like, okay, it's time to fly back, and it's time to start, laying eggs and multiplying again. So that's what we're really hoping for, and we need all the support that we can get in any kind of way that you can give it for Blue Monarch Project. But planting milkweed would really help a lot, and we have plenty of it and no pesticides. Please don't buy from Lowe's, Home Depot, and these what's that other one that's all over the place? Moon Valley. They use pesticides on everything, okay? That's why we started our organic nursery. Okay. So, what do I have in front of me here? I got some really great products for you, and this is the way I eat. This is like from my kitchen, okay? All right, so we got the holidays coming up. We have Halloween coming up, and let's see, where did I have that from? Last time we had, which I have right here, the Yummy Earth lollipops, which are great for Halloween. These are about 5 cents each. You can buy it's like 100, 200 on Amazon, the really big bulk bags of these lollipops. And Halloween is a chance to, we don't want to give pesticide-laden, artificial color-laden products to other kids. When you can go, you have access to organic candy that you can give out at Halloween. And this can inspire other parents to start buying organic candy for their family because they've actually saw what it can be and tasted it. And they're like, wow, this stuff is really good. And then they see that their kid likes it. Oh, yeah, Mommy, I like this. And next thing you know, the parent is inspired to actually start giving that to their child, which is reducing the total pesticide load that child is getting, and that could change that child's life forever. It could change their brain. It could change their risk of cancer and other diseases. So it's a start of something that could turn into something great. So not only do I have that, but I mentioned the Justin's organic. Make sure you're getting the organic one. It has to have the organic label on it. Here is the mini, we got the mini peanut butter chocolate. Nick's staring at them. Okay, yeah. Trust me,
those
Nick,
I'm interested in.
There's one with your name on here, a couple maybe.
Thank you so much.
And then we have the other packages. They also have the just 1 cup singly wrapped. So you could probably find those on Amazon as well. Now, I don't have it here, but let's see, what is the name of it? Ultra Eco. Truffles are incredible. Okay, what else do I have? I got some Surf Sweet sour worms. All these are organic, everyone. We have watermelon organic rings. The thing is, a lot of these Surf Sweet products are in single-serve packages and little boxes that you can give. Oh, this organic licorice is so good. What kind is this? This is pomegranate, and then we have strawberry smash, and this is like really good licorice. I'll tell you that. Okay, I've got some Fruity Bears, and I know those are in single serve as well. Excuse me. Okay, what else do I have? Okay, that was about Halloween. And now if you're going to be making Halloween treats and holiday treats, organic sugar is a must. Trader Joe's has a great deal on sugar. If not, Costco is also a great deal, but not all of us have a Costco card. But I tell you, that's like the very best deal of all for sugar. And they have all the different kinds of sugar, and they also have high fructose corn syrup. Not high fructose corn syrup, but corn syrup, because high fructose corn syrup is completely different than corn syrup. And it's really, really hard to get organic corn syrup, but they have it at Trader Joe's right now for a really good deal. I recommend going down there and getting some to get prepared for the holidays if you want to make some special things, candies and stuff like that. Now, I have here organic cranberry sauce. It is so important. The mind-destroying pesticide is used on cranberries big time. Please try and get organic cranberry sauce. I also have organic pumpkin pie mix in a can right here. I have organic turkey gravy from Pacific Foods. And Pacific Foods also has all different kinds of soups and broths and bone broths. Here's their free-range chicken broth, but you can also, they had like chicken broth, organic chicken broth at Trader Joe's, 99 cents a carton. That, when you see deals like that, you should buy a case. That's how you save money and be able to eat organic. When you see the deals, buy the large amounts. Freeze whatever you have to do. Okay, now there's difference between the Acadia and the Pacific Foods. This is more clear than the other ones. Now, I made homemade mac and cheese. If you're going to make mac and cheese, you can get organic macaroni for so cheap. And then... Excuse me, I have Gouda cheese here. That's an organic cheese that is a really good deal. It's called R-U-M-I-A-N-O. I'm not really sure how to say that, but I know Clark's, I know Sprouts, they have this brand, and it's only like $3 for a brick of this cheese, and I get the Gouda cheese, cook up the macaroni, put some butter on the macaroni, grate up some of the Gouda, sprinkle that on, and add some milk and stir it up. Mac and cheese, that's all it takes. You don't have to buy a box, because when you take cheese and you turn it into a powder, I don't care if it's organic or not, you're changing the form of it in a way where it's not as compatible with our body. Okay, I have organic shortening here. Remember I told you the fats are really important to get organic, and shortening is a big fat, and it's full of GMOs as well, most of the other ones. Now, you may make Jell-O and things like that. Here's organic pineapple by Native Forest. I absolutely love this, and the crushed one I add to my milk. And I tell you, if you just mix up crushed pineapple and milk, it can become like a dessert, and it also helps you digest your food, and you won't get heartburn as bad because the pineapple has enzymes that break down your food. Now, dates. Think about adding dates to some of your breads and your cookies and other things that you do, along with currants. Now, you can buy currants, which are raisins, the little tiny ones, in bulk. I know they have it at Trader Joe's. I'm not sure it's at Sprouts. And here I have a big bag of beans. And I bought these. These are organic beans, and I bought these in bulk. And this is how you save money, everyone. Eat beans more often, for one thing, because you can make so many meals for like $10. It's unbelievable. It's such a great way to go. Okay, then we have the other things like the evaporated condensed milk. That's something that we use in a lot of things for the holidays. You can get that and the evaporated milk. California Farms makes both of them organic. Now, they didn't have them in Clark's last year. I don't know why, but you can get them online, the evaporated milk and organic, but they had the sweetened condensed milk. in organic. So here's my favorite frosting mix by Singing Dog Vanilla. And to make things quick for if you make cupcakes and things like that for parties. And here I have some chips by late July. And I just want to read the back of the package. Not only is it vegan and kosher and zero trans fat, but no toxic persistent pesticides, no high fructose corn syrup, no artificial flavors or colors, and no preservatives. Boom! That's what I'm talking about. That's what you want in your food. You don't want to be feeding your kids this stuff. Everyone, let's go organic. Let's make it a green Halloween. And please go and check out our podcast on iHeartRadio. We have 10 years worth of podcasts on KCAARadio.com. And please find us on social media and our website, Smart Health Talk, and check out Blue Monarch Project. And thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be back here next Tuesday, 4 o'clock. I'm Elaine McFadden. Thanks for tuning in.
Will the birds and the bees survive? Right before me, my newfound hippie side. Once ignored these conspiracies online. Out the window, visions of the earth. Sign me up now, make sure you use your smile. Take a walk on the wild side.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.